sure you want the rest of it?
Dirty Harry Minute. Dirty Harry Minute. Dirty Harry Minute Podcast. Dirty Harry Minute Podcast.
Every penny's worth it.
Welcome back to Dirty Harry Minute, the only podcast in the world to review every minute of the 1971 Warner Brothers classic, Dirty Harry, starring Clint Eastwood. I'm one of your hosts, John, and as ever, I'm joined with...
Tim.
And...
Trent.
And today we have our new guest, Evelyn. Welcome, Evelyn.
Oh, thanks for having me, guys.
You're welcome.
Pleasure.
Is this your first podcast?
It is, actually. It is.
And you're fresh from Comic-Con Melbourne yesterday.
Yes, I was there yesterday. It was really good, actually.
Did you dress up?
No, I don't dress up. I did wear, because I just came back from Japan and I was at, I'm a bit of an anime nerd.
Right.
And I purchased an Evangelion hoodie, if you know
cool.
that anime.
Yeah.
So I wore that, and that's about as nerdy as I got. But nobody noticed or recognised it. So I was like, hey,
Maybe
clearly.
they did notice, but they just didn't say anything.
Yeah, that too. But no, I don't dress up. Although I've always thought about it. I do like a good costume party, but I need at least 3 to 6 months time to do it.
It's always next year.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Dirty Harry's a superhero. He's a super cop. Was there anything Harry related there?
No.
No.
I don't think they've made the pop vinyl figurines of Dirty Harry yet. But
I wish they do one for the Scorpio. I'd buy that.
I think they should. I really think they should. Yeah.
Well, thanks for joining us. Today we're reviewing episode 19. The minute begins with Chico explaining he went to San Jose State University and ends with DiGiorgio instructing Chico to ask Harry what Harry thinks of Mexicans. Do you like this minute, Tim?
Yes.
There's a lot to unpack here. You liked it, Trent?
I do. There's some really good dialogue in it.
Now we start off and Harry asks Chico, and it's revealed Chico says he's a boxer. Do you buy that?
Yeah.
Does he have an athletic sort of build enough for a boxer?
Picture that.
Bantamweight?
Well, I picture more like a wrestler
Oh, yeah?
because he's a bit shorter, isn't he? Maybe not.
Well, I think he's
maybe.
average size.
Okay.
Clint still.
The little boxing at San Jose State. That's the one, isn't it?
Oh, yeah,
Is
that's
that what he
right.
says? Yeah. But that was like typical of that time, wasn't it? That they'd go on and sort of specialise in sports.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I guess so. I just think Chico doesn't look like much of a boxer.
Well, you never know.
Of course, it's whatever he is, he's a big difference from Harry's old partners who are usually old and overweight like DiGiorgio is. And I suppose Chico, we're just supposed to see that Chico's young here, and based on Bresler's glee in the previous minute, Harry getting a partner is punishment for him. It's supposed to rub him the wrong way. Do you like how we're introduced to Chico, Evelyn?
Yeah, look, I think he looks a little dumb, to be honest. And I don't think he looks that young, but when, Dirty Harry's, he refers to him as boy
Yeah.
in the previous minute. And I'm like, really? Like, he doesn't look like he's 23 and just straight out of college to me. He
No.
looks like he's in his 30s and he's not. I mean, he might be a bit green behind the ears, but I don't think.
In the previous minute, I said, and everyone laughed, it looked a bit like Mr. Bean. He reminds me of Mr.
Yes!
Bean. Yeah.
That's it!
Finally someone sees it.
That's it. No, I totally get it. I was just like, what's going on with this guy's face? He just didn't look right.
And my wife also pointed out that Chico is Spanish for little boy, so it's not so racist when he calls him boy. He has a working knowledge of Spanish.
It all makes sense
So
now.
he was possibly 32 when he did this. He's born 1939, so
Yeah.
there you go.
So all the straight out of college lines, I was like, nah, he's not straight out of college. No way.
They should have got James Van Der Beek.
He
Pacey.
of Varsity Blues fame. That's where I know him from. Not this creek. So obviously Harry doesn't like having a partner. He wants to be out on his own. He's seen what happens to his old partners.
Yeah, he tries to put him off, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Like he's like, oh, there's one partner in hospital with a bullet in his gut, and so he really tries to put him off. And
Yeah.
then the next minute, he's trying to get to know him.
Yep.
So he's kind of he kind of just accepts the fact that he's stuck with him pretty quickly, actually.
He's seen many partners come and go. He goes, yeah, he'll soon be gone, and you'll be giving me my new one.
Well, he just must have a revolving door of just partners just coming in and out, just like, oh, this is the new one for this week. Next week there'll be another one. Like, yeah.
I'm sure if it happened today, he'd say, "Can I see you alone, Al, for a little bit?" But he says all that's on. This is all in the previous minute, of course, but he says it openly in front of Chico.
I just love the bit where Chico goes, "You haven't found anything about me you like yet," and you're like, "Mate, you met him 30 seconds ago." Like, give it some time. Like that, you're literally just making small talk here. Give it some time.
That's a good point.
And Harry, yeah, obviously, the fact that he's college educated to Harry is a bit of a joke, isn't it? Because this is the 60s, so you've got new social sciences like sociology and criminology, where everything has a cause, like criminality could be caused by underprivilege or whatever, and that sits uneasy with Harry, who knows you can only be a cop by doing, you can't be trained to do it in a course, And if Harry sees in his future, I'm going to be replaced by Chicos in the future, well then, if all the Albert Popwells are turning into Scorpios, the new criminals, psychopaths, we've got no chance, You need me with my street smarts.
I don't think he feels threatened by Chico at all.
Yeah?
He just doesn't want a partner.
He just doesn't want, he just wants to work alone because he knows what happens to them. He knows they'll
They're a waste,
end up dying.
a waste of time.
Yeah. So I don't think he's threatened by it in real life. He's completely taking the piss when he's like, oh, sociology. Like, oh, yeah, you'll go far if you live. Like, he's not scared or, like, of him stealing his job in the future. Or, like, he's literally taking the piss.
No, I just meant he laughs at the idea though that you can learn to be a police officer by studying criminology or whatever, But he knows Chico's not going to last. But over the course of this series, Tim, like most of the partners that are appointed to him are pretty reliable. Like they're they're well intentioned, and obviously we may see someone quits.
They have to give them a use for putting the partner in the series, I guess.
So I wonder if what I'm asking is Fanducci and Dietrich, do you reckon they were good guys as well, or I wonder they were equally as good as Chico and Tyne Daly?
A bit unlucky, I guess. They should have maybe brought them back at some point.
Now this goes into future minutes, but has anyone seen 48 Hours?
Yeah.
Yeah. Is it good?
Have you seen it?
No.
That's awesome. Walter Hill.
And I understand Nick Nolte's always giving Reggie, is that his name? He gives Eddie Murphy's character a lot of crap.
Yeah, but...
Is that just a race part?
But the thing with that is Eddie Murphy's not a cop.
Oh, okay.
He's a criminal that he has to help Nolte solve a case, and he's given 48 hours, and then he goes back to prison.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
That's the catch.
Yeah.
I've got to check that out.
Yeah, no, it's great.
Yeah, can we actually watch the minute? Because I can't remember what's happening.
Might be good to do, yeah.
Because during the course, we'll obviously see in later minutes, he doesn't give Chico too much pain, does he?
They actually get on.
They get on, yeah.
And Chico kind of like, he kind of sees the bullshit they keep pulling on Harry, and he's like, oh, no wonder why.
Yeah, he begins to understand.
Yeah, so I think they relate to each other, and he actually is quite a good little partner. Sorry, I didn't mean to say little. He's actually quite a good partner. Like later on in the movie, so I think he holds his ground.
Yeah.
Really, he backs him up. He's quite supportive. Really.
Yeah, when they've got a little wireless piece in the ear, and
he's driving the whole time.
Yeah,
like, he stops him from getting, I don't know, spoiler alert, but from getting shot later on, so or beaten up, whatever. Actually saves him a few times in the movie.
Yeah,
but I won't go into too much. It's another minute.
Not at all. Not at all. I think we've dropped many spoiler alerts.
Sorry, I'm actually known as a walking spoiler alert. Like people at work, they're like, okay, how was the last episode of Westworld, Ev? And I go, it was good. And they're like, all right, that's it. That's enough. Don't tell us any more than that.
Did you know this, Tim, before you booked Evelyn? No. You'll see they're about to go into I don't know what room it is, but a bit of an continuity error here. earlier before Alice referred to the fifth floor. It's come from the top, and right here we see they're on the seventh floor. So there's a bit of a continuity area for you.
Wow, I never noticed that ever.
And I wonder why they need to phone admittance to get into this room. Is it that? I don't know. It's 1971. In my mind, everything's laissez-faire and nothing's locked up and it's all insecure. I suppose it's the nerve centre it is where they've got the... Why do they need to have this door locked off, this room? It's like the Nazi headquarters in an Indiana Jones movie or something.
It's like all the maps and the computers and the guys sitting there with their little like headphones, like sending little messages to each other.
And the model, someone might steal it. That's amazing.
And the reel-to-reels in the background, are they wiretaps or is that they're recording secret conversations? I wonder what they were.
It could be switchboard operators.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If they receive a threatening call, does it come into this room to be recorded?
What's he doing with the model?
It's his town. He's looking down.
He's just like, are there some Matchbox cars on there or something? Or
The symbolism of the city as character.
It's quite a basic model, isn't it? It's
It's unpainted.
Yeah.
not much features.
But like Doc says in Back to the Future, I'm sorry I didn't have time to have a scale painted model. That's all right. Obviously, Giorgio is wearing a nice pinstripe
you mean
suit.
Fatso?
Fatso.
Fatso. That's his name. Fatso.
He's really a bit of John Mitchum, who plays Giorgio's bit of good comic relief in this scene, isn't he?
Racist comic relief.
Yes.
I think it's the word you're looking for. But yeah, sure.
He is, of course, as we spoke off air about Robert Mitchum's brother, who turned down this role, but his brother wanted some of the sloppy seconds in a minor role here. And he went on to act with Eastwood in Paint Your Wagon, High Plains Drifter, and one or two others, I think, that escaped me.
How tall is Robert Mitchum? He looks quite tall.
Yeah.
And I'm just looking at him thinking the contrast there of if you had those two lined up next to each other, would you say they were brothers?
Maybe from different mothers.
Yeah. Yeah, anyway.
A quick Google search of John Mitchum showed that he wrote at least a few folk singing albums.
Oh, really?
Was interested in the folklore history of America, so I'm assuming he's of a progressive left bent, but he got to air out some racial epithets here that some of us might find it difficult to listen to today.
I do find that map in the background and the little lights, which I assume indicate something, like maybe patrols that are happening or crimes.
Or rooftops that are...
I always find it
More dead
fascinating
bodies.
thinking about how technology, or before with computers, things ran, like trains, or you know, like how did all this stuff work?
Well, there was probably somebody with like a thing of butcher's paper, and they would write all the timetables
Yeah.
up, and then they would have like just like literally everything would have been done in pen and paper.
Yeah.
It's crazy, but the thing is, it's not that long ago.
No, it's
If
not.
you think about it,
No.
it's not.
Yeah, but it's
30,
crazy to
40
think
years
about
ago,
it.
really.
It's like our reliance on computers these days. No one would know how to run a train system without computers.
Well, they still don't in Melbourne.
Yeah.
so-
Yeah.
Here in Melbourne, anyway.
Do you think this model of the financial district or the whole urban part is... Yeah, it's just kept up there permanently and they use it for... When they're going to... The police are determining, this is how we'll stop the protest march, or it's just set up permanently for them to set out their operations.
Ponder life.
And I wonder if this set in real life with this little model would have been used in other movies or...
Maybe they make stop motion videos. Toys. Play Warhammer.
Yeah. No one plays with Warhammer these days. Now, I don't know, Evelyn, how do you think that conversation, all those racial epithets would go today? Like,
Oh, not well.
No?
But he does throw in the word, I think, thieves in there as well.
I think G...
Or was it Jeeves? Did I mishear that? I didn't get to watch it with subtitles like you
Yeah.
are now. But I remember going, oh,
Dagos? What's a Dago?
Italian.
yeah,
Yeah.
thanks.
Sorry.
Italian Greek.
But a few of those names in there I hadn't heard of before. I'm like, well, this is before
which
my
ones?
time. Oh, most of them.
No, don't read them out.
No, I won't. But I was a bit like, whoa.
We can say honky. Honky.
Honky.
The only one we'll say tonight.
No.
If they had that sort of equivalent piece of dialogue today, maybe they just use 1 or 2 words and then
Yeah.
yeah.
Or just stick with the he hates everybody, no matter your race. Like, didn't need to list off all the names. But
Women, kids, Harry hates everybody.
small dogs, cats.
Small dogs, yeah.
Put it this way: has anyone seen that Billboards Outside Missouri Ebbing, that movie? You see that?
Oh, 3
Yeah,
billboards.
yeah.
I really enjoyed it. And there, Sam, what's his name? Oh, who's
Rockwell.
Yeah,
Rockwell. Yeah, he has a few lines, doesn't he? Some
Yeah,
lines.
that's
and it was
right.
hard to watch, I guess, after a while. But he comes good in the end. But he's obviously still.
Do you cringe?
You do a little bit.
Best film of last year.
Yeah.
Hands
Big
down.
call.
Oh, it's a good movie. Yeah.
Do you know what I rewatched
What?
last week? 12 Years a Slave.
Oh, hey, that's stand up.
It was really good.
Oh yeah, it's really good.
It's not that old, so.
Well, I suppose we can take comfort in the fact, just assume that it's the 1970s. Everyone was racist.
Yeah, it's a product of the time. Like, this whole movie is a product of the time. From
Yeah.
the clothes, the fashion, what they're saying. It's a product of the time.
And the power of things like you seen Blazing Saddles, Trent?
Yep.
Yeah.
I love Blazing.
Even their use of language and discussion about race, like they're laughing at it. Hopefully, that sort of thing could still fly as a satire parody today, or maybe it would still be too powerful. It's sad to think that maybe in that respect things were more progressive in the past about opening up people's racism, opening up people's prejudice, and now even you couldn't do it. I mean, I think Blazing Saddles stands up, don't you?
Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Imagine they censored the whole movie, like, beep, except for the fighting scene, and they
Well,
kept that
the
in.
humor in it highlights
Yeah.
what's going on in the racism.
Exactly.
So it's got to, yeah. But this is a bit more. I mean, it's not that comedic.
No, and that's the
But when he finally asked him, "Oh, what does he think of Mexicans?" Oh, why didn't you ask him?
Yeah.
And Harry's response, there's a bit of a wink there.
Yeah.
So
So it's all okay?
It's not being serious.
I think that's when you realise it's a bit of a joke.
Yeah.
As an interesting aside, the editor spelt Rennie Santoni's name wrong in the credits. They had it as Santori. So a bit of racism there. Anyway, I think that's all I had for this minute. Tim, do you have anything else?
No, I've got nothing else.
And you, Evelyn, you're happy with the first minute?
Yeah.
You'll join us on the next minute?
I think I will.
Thank you, Evs. We'll catch you next time on
Dirty Harry
Minute.
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 It's a small world.